This video falls under fair use. Fair use allows commentary, criticism, and reactions. What's up, back with another one. So today I'm showing you a clip of Joe Budden interviewing Don Trip and Starlito about their new project. Check this clip out.
Oh, that's and not even. He said not even. I know. It's my kids that be reminding me about kids. But we'll get to that later. I'm sent ice, man. Go ahead, Freeze. Get on.
Oh man,
this is a very special moment for this man right here. But y'all know that already.
Hey man, it's mutual.
Yeah. I've been trying to get these fellas up here for a minute. I'm huge fans, and I know this story, and I just think it would be a great collaboration here. So we got Don Trip, Starlito, stepbrothers.
Indeed.
Now, when I tell y'all, this is my man, I love him like a brother.
Yeah.
But we don't talk on the weekends, really.
Oh, I know it. It be like that when you work here.
That's what I'm saying. I understand it. But he called me on a hot Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I thought something was wrong with one of his kids. And I picked up, I said, what's up? And when I tell y'all, brothers, that he went on a 20-minute diatribe of how important it is for the culture for y'all to come up here. I was like, yo, Freeze, yo, you ain't got to do all that, dog. you ain't got school. Tell him, come on, and let's do it. But him right there.
No, wait. That ain't even the funny part. So I'm talking to Joe. I'm like, yo, this is after we was at Say Less.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, I was talking to bro. I'm like, I think it'll be fly. So I'm talking. He like, all right, man, come on. Just, what do you want to do it Friday? When he up here? I'm like, oh no, he left already. Like, so nigga, why you calling me?
Yeah, you called me with all this shit for some that just left.
You in Say Less?
Again, he was in Say Less. He was there for Max B. Now he's there for Don.
I see what it is.
He did say something about Max when he came.
Yeah. That's his little.
I got it.
That's a spot. I ain't mad at.
I see what's happening.
How you gentlemen feeling, man? What's up?
Man, great.
Let's kick it. Y'all look great.
Man, I wouldn't dare complain. It could always be worse.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true, man.
That is true. My introduction to you was bad.
Yeah.
The song. It was the song.
Let it to my son.
Oh man, these kids. That was the song.
Yeah.
What? Tell me about what that song did for your career.
Well, it did two things. You know, it was burning simultaneously. So career-wise, it put me in the spaces, you know, to have the conversation, the label meetings, and you know, the funny part of the industry that people don't tell you about, you know, the sneaky people. It put me in that space, but it was it made it harder to deal with because I was dealing with this song. I was dealing with that in real time. I really couldn't see my son, so while it was making it better for me as an artist, it was making it harder for me as a father. So I had to battle both. So, you know, I got to put my poker face on when I step in and do an interview. And, you know, when I go sit in those meetings, I got to pretend like, you know, it don't hurt. You know, just like right there, my phone rung. My daughter don't know what I'm doing. She just know that I'm not in. Well, she didn't even know I wasn't in town. But either way, in that point in time, my son was 1. And man, it was tricky. It was, you know, it was like everything I could do to help build made it more, you know, created more turmoil.
What year was that?
It was 2010.
Yeah, I wasn't
2009 is when
that song came out.
What you say?
I wasn't the best with one of mine when that song came out either.
Yeah, you know, so it was tricky, but I can't say that I would have made it here without going through all I went through there, and it was a lot. It was at one moment it had began to be overwhelming, and I sat down in the studio. That was it. Man, Polo the Don had me in the studio, even though I didn't want to be in the studio, so I didn't record. I had no idea why I was there. You know, I was just meeting everybody. But while I was sitting there, I was sitting on the couch, and Bubba Sparks came in and sat down. He was like, man, you do not look like you enjoying this. I'm like, man, I'm not. Man, you know, I'm on the phone, you know, going back and forth with my baby mama. And he was like, man, you know, this get tricky because this, you know, he noticed, you know, they was pulling me in like 5 different directions. They was on the same label.
This is exactly why Joe Budden's podcast is the #1 platform. He brings in both well-known and underground talent, giving artists a chance to share their work with real hip-hop fans.
Polo wanted me one way, Timberland wanted me one way, and Jim Iovine standing in the middle. And I'm like, man, it don't much make sense to go left or right.
Are you signed at this time or no?
Well, around this time I was signed, I didn't know I was signed. I was signed to Cool and Drake. Yeah. But that's a whole nother, it'll take us about 2 days.
Wait, hold on. Explain how that happens.
They pretty crafty with the paperwork, man. I was agreeing to reimburse them for the production prior to me being signed. And then,
I see what they
fast forward, I'm sitting in the house with Jimmy, and Puffy came, he called, he hit the phone, so he said, Sean, come in here. He came in with, paperwork. And when he showed it to me, it was like 60 pages. I'm like, man, what I signed wasn't even close to 60 pages. But either way, from that, Jimmy told me right then, I really had two options. I could go and fight it, and that could take who the fuck knows how long. Or, we can try to figure out how we move around it. And, he basically was like, however much it's going to cost, can you afford that? They got backing. Do you? And in real time, I could, I don't think nobody's career would have maintained with a 2-year hiatus coming out the gate, or 3 or however long that would have took. Mm-hmm. So, I made my way through it. And ultimately, at the end of it, I met enough people in the building that it helped me in the long run. They, what's a guy named Mark Brown and Mel Carter. Both of them passed, so, rest in peace to both of them.
Rest in peace.
But while I was in the building, while I was still signed to Interscope, Mark called me, during this time, everybody kept asking for the music. And around this time, it was like a workhorse in the studio. So I had 70 records. So they called and they asking about the music, and I'm saying, y'all ain't heard the music? And they're like, well, everybody's coming up to the building, but they playing us this other artist. So the whole time they were supposed to have been, progressing on my project or on the project as a whole. They was pitching another artist.
What's up? So what are my thoughts about this? Here's the thing. Joe Budden interviewing Don Trip and Starlito about their new project Step Brothers for Life shows why his podcast has become such a cornerstone in hip-hop media. What makes his platform so unique is the variety of guests he brings on. He doesn't just focus on legends or mainstream names, he also shines a spotlight on artists who might not be household names but have something valuable to say or promote. That mix keeps the content engaging and gives listeners a full perspective on the culture, from veterans to rising talent. It also shows that Joe Budden respects all levels of artistry, giving everyone a space to speak and connect with fans in a meaningful way. For artists, this makes his podcast one of the most important stops when promoting new music or projects because they know they'll get an audience that cares about real hip-hop conversations. For fans, it's a chance to hear artists discuss their creative processes, struggles, and ambitions in a way that traditional media often doesn't allow. Make sure to drop a comment, smash that like button, and make sure you subscribe for more videos like this, and I'll see you in the next video.